As the snow melts and the spring weather brings the life back to eastern Idaho, the baseball and softball teams in red and black take the field, hoping to rejuvenate their chances of a state championship. The seeds of success were planted last year. Likewise, the coaches begin taking the time to groom their athletes into the champions they could become. Spring in Caribou County is here, and so are the diamonds in the rough. Welcome to Cardinal Baseball and Softball on KVRV The Bear, where the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff, walks you through the field of talented youth all season long over the air and on the web at mylocalradio.com. This season of Cardinal Athletics is brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now let's head to the field as the Redbirds look to take flight and earn a spot in this year's championships on your home for Caribou County and Soda Springs Athletics, KBRV 800 AM, and online at mylocalradio.com.
And welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to a sunny yet windy day in eastern Idaho at the campus of Challis High School as the Soda Springs Cardinal men looking to try and get themselves off on the right foot against yet another opponent they could be seeing later on this year, the Challis Mackay River Cats taking on the Soda Springs Cardinals in this afternoon's affair. A varsity game followed by a mix-up of varsity and JV as both of these two teams kind of meshing a JV team together. Challis Mackay only bringing 14 kids to today's game. The Soda Springs Cardinals only about 18 kids on their full roster, so it makes it tough for a true JV game. We are going to be covering the varsity game and then letting the JV game itself move along after as such moves forward here at the campus of Challis, and we have a full pregame show coming up for you guys where we are going to take a look at what these two teams bring to the table, as well as our standout student, senior Chris Walker from Soda Springs High School will be joining us, all from the booth right above the field here at Challis High School on KBRV The Co-op and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, Silver Star makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose Silver Star. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to eastern Idaho and western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
Caleb Burgraff here with Chris Walker, who is a senior at Soda Springs High School. And Chris, first of all, how's the senior year gone now that you're a couple months away from being done?
It's pretty good. It's really busy, but it's going good so far.
When you think about the senior year, it's when everything starts to kind of culminate and you start to really see the end of the tunnel. What are some of the things that have really been memory makers for you this year? Some of the things that are going to stick with you?
Doing high school sports and in clubs, those are memories which will stick with me for a while.
You kept yourself pretty busy as far as clubs are concerned in sports, track and field going on right now, obviously, and then you were a big part of Nerd Bowl, and then also you're part of the orchestra in town. What makes you and drives you to be a part of all that and be so involved?
I think it's really fun. I've always loved instruments and things like that. My family's pretty big into that.
Now, obviously the extracurricular stuff is one part of it, but the classes are the biggest part, the biggest reason you're in high school. What are some of your favorite subjects that you've taken this year?
My favorite one, for sure, is statistics. It's been really interesting so far. I like McMurray as a teacher. He teaches it really well.
Are there any other courses that you really get into, or has math really been the highlight of what you really enjoy getting into?
I've also taken a online forensic science class, and I think that's really interesting. There's a lot of busy work, but I think it'd be a cool field to go into someday.
Who are some of the teachers that you really have enjoyed? You said McMurray. Are there any other teachers that you've really seen stand out to you?
I've liked Mr. Jensen as a teacher, too, and Mrs. Jones, or Miss Jones, I guess.
What do you look for in a teacher, especially with college or the higher education coming up next? What are some of the things that you look for in teachers or professors that make a good learning environment for you?
I really do like the teachers who are interested in their own subject, who don't just hand out busy work and say kind of do it, but who really try to teach and help you understand.
When you talk about busy work, it's not necessarily busy work, but it's one of the newer things that's been added to high school, the senior project. You just got done with yours actually today. What did you do, and what were some of the things that you took away from it?
For my project, I installed a sprinkler system for the Soda Springs Public Library.
What made you want to do that, and what were some of the takeaways?
I thought it was pretty interesting. It helped me learn more about how things work and how sprinkler systems work, and it was kind of a hard project, lots of hard work, and helps me develop that.
When you think about hard work, going on to the next steps is always going to be hard work, and it's always going to take that extra devotion, and you got to get into something that you enjoy. What is the next step? Have you given thought to that yet?
I'm wanting to attend college at Utah State University and going into a field of engineering of some kind, probably aerospace engineering.
What made you want to go there? Or not to the school, but to that subject? What's aerospace engineering got that you really have fallen in love with?
I'm just really interested in how things work, as I said earlier, and I really like math and science, and that'll help me out a lot with that.
Taking one last step back here to Soda Springs High School, what makes coming here fun? What's made the 4 years that you've spent here enjoyable?
Being almost done has been great, and my friends, it's been fun hanging out with them for one last year.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you talking with us, and good luck as you move on into that career, and hopefully you're going to enjoy yourself as you continue to move on.
All right, thank you.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Caleb Bergraff here with Jacob Housley from the Soda Springs baseball team. And Jacob, first of all, good weekend for you guys. For the first time ever going undefeated over at Glens Ferry, 3-0. What were your thoughts on the way the team played this last weekend and just over the last couple of weeks?
Honestly, as a team, at this last tournament, we really just came together. Like, we've been struggling to really just play as a team. We've been trying to play as individuals, but over this tournament, we really just came together and played as the team we are and the team we should be.
The youth is really starting to show up on the team as well. You knew there were going to be some good senior leaders and some good juniors with Kyle Dursteller, Dylan Downs, Zach Housley, just to mention a few. But the youth, yourself, Peyton Lish, also when you look at Caleb Peterson and Logan Mumford and what they've been able to do, how much has that helped on the team with you guys stepping up and being accepted into some roles?
Honestly, the seniors have been nothing but supportive to us. They've been really good leaders. They've been helping us with like after school. They've been coming in and we've been working together. And we've been, especially me, I've been working on throwdowns a lot with the seniors, and I've been working on my feet stances and everything. And it's just been a really good time with having the leadership that we have with our seniors.
When you think about the catching position, there's a lot that rides on your shoulders when you're back there. Again, you got to control the base running game, you got your defense to worry about, your offense that you normally have to worry about anyways, and also controlling the pitching staff and calling some games. And it looks like Coach Yuskoski is giving you a little bit more leeway in calling the games as far as what pitches are thrown and when you throw them. Have you been enjoying a little bit more of that role?
Yeah, for me, catching has been a lot more fun this year. It's been less stressful because it's more about like me and the pitcher than it was before. Usually I had to pay more attention to the coach, but like you said, this year the coach has been giving me a lot more leeway, so it's been like a lot more of my game, and it's been more personal for me.
You threw out a batter for the first time this season, or threw out a base runner for the first time this season, trying to steal second in the last game of the tournament. What was that like? How much confidence did you get from that, especially after the work you've been putting in?
Honestly, after throwing out the base runner, like the team was cheering. It just really increased my confidence, like you were saying. It really helped me. Like I had to throw down a little bit later that game, and it really helped the way I threw down. I honestly could say that it helped a ton.
Just the vision that you've been seeing as far as that as well, and not even the vision, but the consistency of the throws. Each one of them has been close on every one. How much has that also been attributed? What have the coaches been doing to work with you in practices on that?
The coaches have been staying after practice with the catchers a lot. We've been working on our stances a lot because our stances were really struggling. Our arms are good, but it's just our feet work that needs to just keep improving. And if we improve, we'll be able to get more and more outs, and it'll just be a better game for us.
You guys only have one game this week, a doubleheader actually. Challis Mackay is going to be on the schedule. You guys are going to be moving to Shelley to play that game. Last year you swept the doubleheader. What are your expectations of this game this year when you guys get up there?
Our expectations, honestly, we just want to play as a team. We want to keep playing how we were in Glens Ferry, and I know if we play as a team like we were in Glens, we'll come away with 2 wins right there.
You guys are rolling on a 6-game winning streak. Hopefully that moves to 8 by the end of this week. Jacob, thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Big thanks to Jacob Housley for joining us on the pregame show as the Soda Springs Cardinals get set once again to take on Challis Mackay and the River Cats, a consolidated school that is going to be in the field first as they are the home team in this set of games. It's going to be a varsity game and then a JV game to follow. And for the Challis Mackay River Cats, let's take a look at their starting roster in the field. They're going to be led by senior pitcher Will Millick, who is definitely a lively arm out there, one of those kids that is one of the few seniors on this Challis team. The catcher is his brother Garrett Millick behind home plate. In the infield from first base to third, Merritt Phillips is going to be over at first. Second base is played by Nolan Moorman. Third base is Josh Papik, and the shortstop, is Austin Olar. In the outfield from right to left, it's Mitch Cotant. Center field is Justin Rembelski, and in left field, Wes Winters will be patrolling the grass in the far left as the final warm-up pitches wrapped up. And Will Millick sees the throw back down to second base. And again, we're happy to have you here with us as the Soda Springs Cardinals looking for a victory to keep their season moving along in a positive note. And to lead things off, it'll be Zach Housley. 6 straight wins for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and a lot of those because of the success Housley's had in the leadoff role. We'll get to the rest of the Cardinal starters, but first, the first pitch coming in from Will Millick as the right-hander winds, fires, and this one roped up the middle, takes a kick into the glove of the shortstop, and the throw onto first base is in time as Austin Olar was able to adjust to the kick that went from his left to his right and made a strong throw over to first base. And on one pitch, Zach Housley goes down on a 6-3 putout, bringing up Taylor Adams. A left-hander for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Steps in, the only left-hander on the roster for the Soda Springs Cardinals. First pitch to him, swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-1. Adams playing in left field today. Awaits the next pitch from Milk. This one well up above his dome, and he swings and misses at another one. Aggressive at the plate are the Soda Springs Cardinals right now, and that's a good thing to see. You want them going after pitches, but you want them still being selectively aggressive and wanting to chase pitches in the zone. As this pitch popped up foul, Wynn's going to take that one over to the third base side, and the count stays at 0-2 for a fourth pitch. Will Millick Again, the senior for the River Cats stares in, hunches over as he looks for the sign from the catcher, works from the left side of the rubber, and a pitch swung on and missed outside the zone. That's strike 3. And Taylor Adams on 4 pitches goes down as the first strikeout for Will Millick, as he's off to a roaring start in this early portion of today's ball game. 7-inning affair, no more timed games for the Cardinals after their games at the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament, as Jaron Johnson steps in. The right-handed batter awaits, and a pitch upstairs and in to the Cardinal third baseman. Johnson will be followed by Dylan Downs, who's DHing today for the Cardinals. Peyton Lish playing first base. Kyle Dursteller will be doing the pitching. As another pitch swung on and missed. Big cut by Johnson, but he caught nothing but air. Mason Smith will be behind Kyle Dursteller. Caleb Peterson will be doing the catching and batting 8th, and Case Griffiths will be playing at second base for the Cardinals. Pitch inside as Johnson twists out of the way, and the count goes to 2-1. Johnson, a junior, another one of the leaders on this team, though, has been on the varsity really since he was a freshman, and he'll get one off the end of the bat out into center field, drifting back and putting it away. Fighting the sun is Justin Rembelski, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Will Millick, and he gets his offense to a good start as the offense will have a chance for the Challis Mackay River Cats to give themselves a lead early on in this game. 0-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals into the field as we'll see Kyle Dursteller for the first time this season on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to Shelley High School on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals out into the field as Kyle Dursteller takes to the mound. And I was wrong, by the way. It's actually his second appearance towing the rubber this season as he started the opening game of the year for the Cardinals. Only went 2 innings in that game, gave up 4 runs to Marsh Valley and the Eagles in that start. Behind him, it'll be Caleb Peterson as the remainder of the battery for the Cardinals, working in the catcher's crouch. First base will be Peyton Lish. He'll be batting in the 4 spot for the Cardinals. Over to the second base spot is Case Griffiths. Shortstop is Zach Housey, and at third base is Jaron Johnson. That is just about the same infield the Cardinals have been playing all season long, other than Peyton Lish has been rotating time with both Zach Housey and Taylor Adams, at that first base spot. Speaking of Taylor Adams, he's out in left field. He'll be starting there for the Cardinals. Taylor Adams is patrolling center field. Left field being played by Logan Mumford, and in right field it's Mason Smith. Apologize for the confusion on that, but all that matters is you get it right in the end. Cardinals trying to hold the Challis River Cats scoreless, much like the River Cats did to them in the first inning. 0-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and leading off for the River Cats is Mitch Cotant, the right fielder. Right-handed batter will stride over to the right-handed box. Red uniform tops, American flags square in the middle of them. Black numbers outlined in white, red and black stripes up the white pants as Cotant steps into the right-handed box. No gloves, chokes up slightly on the bat, and the first pitch to him swung on and missed, goes to a knee. He took a huge cut at a first pitch fastball from Kyle Dursteller. Kyle, a junior, has shown plenty of maturity on the mound as he's continued to progress as a baseball player. 1-0 pitch, skips up to the plate, and count moves to 1-1. That is one of the problems he has, though, is a lot of times he'll go for that extra speed on some of his pitches rather than trying to locate a little bit more. It's one of the parts of the game that Coach Yuskowski's trying to grow him on, as this pitch fouled off with the mask of Caleb Peterson behind the plate, and the count goes to 1-2. Peterson will jog out to the mound to hand deliver the ball to Dursteller as they have a quick word. And back behind the plate he goes as Dursteller climbs to the summit of the mound before looking back in. Windy day here in Shelley. It's not anything new in eastern Idaho, of course. It's wind, a almost common feature of spring baseball, as Dursteller winds, fires, and this one just catches the bottom of the zone, and down goes Mitch Cotant on strikes, looking as the first out of the game and the first strikeout for Kyle Dursteller. Good start for the Cardinals, and Garrett Millick will try and keep things going as he steps into the right-handed box. Wears one glove on the left hand as the right-handed batter swings and fouls one off of the hands over to his right to basket catch. It is Case Griffiths, and he puts that away for out number 2, and a quick one-pitch out. And the bottom of the first inning progressing along just about as smoothly as the top of the first inning did, as Austin Olar, right-handed batter, will step in. The shortstop, who recorded the first out of the game today, stride into the right-handed box, slightly open stance, no gloves once again as he awaits the first pitch from Dursteller, which catches the outside corner for a strike. Already seeing a generous strike zone so far from the home plate umpire. Early going. We'll see if that stays consistent throughout this game as Dursteller will wind, fire, and this pitch inside and low kicks up some dust, and the count goes to 1-1. No score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. No hits and no base runners yet for either team. As the wind continues to blow in from right to left, a ball grounded over towards third. Tough hop for Johnson. Keeps an eye on it. Throw over to first base. Gets away from Peyton Lish. And safe on the error is Austin Olar. Johnson's hat flew off of his head as he made the throw. That might have distracted him, but an E5. And the Soda Springs Cardinals give up a base runner as over to first base is Olar. We'll see if they put him in motion as Will Millick, the pitcher, will step up to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the first, and your first base runner of the game dances off of first. Dursteller looks behind him. Pickoff move to first has him diving back and dirtying up the uniform for the first time today. Dursteller with a decent pickoff move. Good speed on the throws over there. Accuracy, much like his pitching, can vary. As a check, working from the stretch. Slide step is going to ride inside, and Will Millick is hit by a pitch. And so not only do you have the error, it's compounded by hitting the next batter on the first pitch he throws, and Kyle Dursteller needs to find a way to calm down with the runner on the base passes. Working from the stretch, also one of those places where he sometimes can struggle. Josh Papik, the third baseman for the River Cats, will stride in. Right-handed batter once again, as everyone on the River Cats has been so far. Looks out, and the first pitch from Dursteller off the outside corner for a ball. Count to 1-0. Runners on first and second. Austin Olar reaching on an error. Will Millick, after the error was hit by the next pitch, as a ball is going to be hit softly over towards second. Gets past Case Griffiths. Mason Smith up with the ball, holding on to it. Gets it in finally, and frustration from Coach Uskoski as he's saying, get it in, at least get it in. Don't freeze and hold on to the ball, but her first base hit of the game is given up, and 3 straight River Cats reaching base, because the bases are now loaded with 2 outs. None of these runs will be earned, as the first batter to reach was an error with those 2 outs, and a pitch to the outside corner crosses for a strike to Justin Rembelski, the center fielder. But for Challis, earned or unearned, neither one of those really matters to them, as they're just looking to get on the board and pitch inside, and the count goes even at 1-1. And with the bases full, this is an opportunity you never want to let by you. Too many times you can look back on these opportunities and say, if we just gotten 1 or 2 runs out of it, that would have been good enough. A pitch off the outside, swung on and missed, an off-speed pitch that Caleb Peterson had to scoop up out of the dirt, but was helped out by Justin Rembelski, who swings and misses at it off the outside. Rembelski again steps in, a right-hander, looks out. Dursteller will fire a fastball by him, and he gets out of the jam on his own might. Throws a fastball by Rembelski, and despite the bases being loaded, the River Cats can't strike, and we head to the top of the second inning. No score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Shelley High School as the Soda Springs Cardinals and Challis Mackay Rivercats trade a pair of zeros after the first inning of play. And we head to the second with the Cardinals' heart of the order coming up. It'll be Dylan Downs, the designated hitter, followed by Peyton Lish and Kyle Dursteller. Some good bats for the Cardinals against the right-handed senior in Will Millick, who worked a 1-2-3 first inning on just 9 pitches. And that's an important fact to look in at this season, as pitch count a huge factor, and the ball will extend the pitch count a little bit as Downs is going to punch one into shallow center field. The wind will knock it down before it can get too far, but it's a leadoff single on the first pitch he sees by Dylan Downs into the center field hole, which was left open as the outfields, both for the Cardinals and the Rivercats, shifted over to the left side. That brings up Peyton Lish, runner on first base. Downs, not a ton of speed, but can run a bit. He's already stolen 1 base this year, that back at the Glens Ferry tournament. See if they put him in motion as he's off to a very short lead, jumps off to a secondary, but does not go. And the first pitch is upstairs to Peyton Lish. First Cardinal to get ahead in the count. Jaron Johnson was slightly ahead in the count and then grounded out flew out to center field on a 2-1 count, but was never truly comfortable in the box in that first inning, as the first pitch to Lish from the 1-0 count will be fouled off to the right side. Evens things up at 1-1. Infield, all grass here except for patches of dirt around the bases. Of course, the mound in the middle, dirt as well, surrounded by green AstroTurf, green carpet. Bunt shown by Lish, popped up back to the top of the screen and bounces down as the count goes to 1-2 to the Cardinal first baseman. Lish had a solid tournament over at the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Invitational. Cardinals going 3-0, first time that they've ever gone undefeated at the Wood Bat tournament. Downs leads off of first base, short lead still, as Millick sets at the chest, winds, and the senior fires high, and the count goes to 2-2. Good eye by Peyton Lish to battle it back to an even count. Dark clouds off in the distance, an island of them around blue sky. It's a partly cloudy sky. It's supposed to be a slight chance of rain as the afternoon moves on. Another pitch upstairs moves the count to 3-2. And Peyton Lish with a runner on first base, nobody out, and a nothing game, chance to get himself on base. We could see our first Davis Repair walk of the game if he is able to reach base via the 4-ball pass. As Millick, trying to avoid that, does throw this one off the outside, and runner goes, but it's not necessary for a throw down, as it is that first Davis Repair walk to Peyton Lish, and Cardinals with nobody out put runners on first and second. Not only did Lish get the walk, forced Millick to throw a lot of pitches doing so. Still check back. Downs off to a bigger lead off second this time. Lish off to a good lead at first, not being held there as Dursteller watches the first pitch on the outside for a strike. The count goes to 0-1. Dursteller trying to help his own cause, trying to get some runs onto the board early. As Will Millick checks the runner back at second from the stretch, fires, and pulling the bat back as Dursteller. The ball gets away from the catcher to the backstop, and both Downs and Lish will move up on a ball that got through to the screen. And the Cardinals now continuing to press their advantage with runners on and nobody out. A 1-1 count, good hitter's opportunity for Kyle Dursteller. Trying to bring home the first run of the game. No score here in the top of the second inning as Millick to the plate, fires it off the outside just a smidge. Garrett Millick behind the plate held it for a long moment, hoping to get the call from the umpire. Did not get that call, and the count goes to 2-1 as Will again into the windup, fires, and this one catches the outside corner. There's the paint job he was hoping for the last one. Just brought it over a little bit more, a couple inches to his right, and it got the call. 2-2 count, nobody out. Millick working quickly, winds and fires. This one swung on and missed by Dursteller, and he goes down on strikes as the second punch out of the game by Will Millick. And Millick trying to get through this second inning without giving up a run. He's got work left to do as Mason Smith, who's been a much improved player for the Cardinals so far this season, will step to the plate. First pitch to Smith. Swung on and missed for a strike. There's another pitch off the outside corner, just catches it, and the count goes to 0-2 to the right fielder for the Cardinals. Hoping not to see this golden opportunity for the Cardinals go to waste. He'll fight one foul back to the netting, and the count remains at 0-2. Good battle there as that pitch up in the zone had to chase up to try and find the ball and was just able to get a piece of it with the bat. One out, top of the second inning. Cardinals the road team after being the home team last year against Challis as the ball outside moves the count to 1-2. Also this game, much closer to Challis than it is to Soda Springs here at Shelley High School, just to the south of Idaho Falls. Wind continues to blow as a 1-2 pitch. Well off the plate again. That gets back to the screen. Dylan Downs going to try and score. Comes home and head first dive into the ball held by Will Millick. Give Garrett Millick some credit. He got back to that quickly. Got a very fortuitous hop as well as the ball kicked almost right to him. And Downs is cut down trying to score for the second out. And the Cardinals, well, Peyton Lish does move up a bag, will have to see a base hit from Mason Smith in order to bring him home. Will Millick, one pitch away from dancing out of a jam. 2-2 count, 2 outs, top of the second. Lish leads off of third as the pitch to the plate swung on and missed. And Will Millick tiptoes out of danger with back-to-back strikeouts in the play at the plate, which results in an out as he gets through the top of the second, still holding the Cardinals to 0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard and on KBRV the Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this with more coverage of Cardinal athletics.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jackson, Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. The Soda Springs Cardinals, after putting runners on to first and second with nobody out and actually moving them up to second and third with nobody out, can't score as Dylan Downs is cut down trying to score on a wild pitch to the plate. And down on strikes go Kyle Dursteller and Mason Smith. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. No score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as it'll be the bottom third of the order. Chris Ivy, Merritt Phillips, and Wes Winters to lead things off for the River Cats. And the first left-handed batter of the game will face Kyle Dursteller as Chris Ivy steps in, the designated hitter. Tall and an upright stance as the first pitch to him upstairs misses for a ball. Back-to-back first batters of innings, I should say, see a ball for the first pitch they see. As Dursteller again winds, this one swung on and missed. Big cut there on an off-speed pitch, but out in front was Ivy, and the count evens up at 1. Peyton Lish jogs out as the ball goes off Dursteller's glove. He'll go back to first. Dursteller retrieved it himself before Lish could get there, and he'll wander his way back up to the mound. Dursteller calmly holds the glove at his chest, fires this one. It's fouled off to the left side. The wind's going to carry that one towards the cars, but that bounces well short of the parking lot, and the count goes to 1-2. Dursteller, you can see, kind of pulling back slightly on the delivery, and again, that's what I was hoping he would start doing this season, is not necessarily trying to throw as hard, but throw more accurate and paint the corners a bit more, as this pitch to the plate is thrown hard and almost past Chris Ivy, but that chopped off the plate. And when you're ahead in the count at 1-2, that's when you can dig deep for a little bit more. That's the opportunity to throw it by, but you can't do that if you're not ahead in the count. You have to be selective at when you throw those pitches as hard as you can. 1-2 pitch again, fouled off again, and the count stays at 1-2. Wynn continued to push the screen, the netting around the diamond here, in from right field to left field. Hard breeze blowing. It was supposed to be upwards around 31 miles an hour at the highs today. As far as the gusts are concerned, the ball is going to be pushed out. That's going to have some carry behind it into the right center field gap, around first, and then holding up as Taylor Adams able to get to the ball quickly is Chris Ivy, but a leadoff single for Chris Ivy has a runner on base. In the bottom of the order, trying to get the action started quickly with Merritt Phillips stepping up. Where's the number 5? Bats in the 8 hole, and the first baseman for the River Cats will stride in. The River Cats have not played a lot of other varsity teams so far this year, talking to their coach. This is only their 3rd varsity game as a snap throw to first base. Has Ivy jumping back, Phillips at the plate. Phillips, another one of the Mackay River Cats who bats with no gloves, takes a pitch just a little bit inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Back-to-back batters to start the inning that Dursteller has fallen behind. He'll again take his time striding up to the plate, or striding up to the rubber. Outfield, playing shallow. Pitch over to first base is going to have the runner back in time. Not a big lead for Ivy over there. Doesn't look to be a huge danger of trying to run, as Dursteller will again keep a close eye on him. Strides to the plate, slide step. We'll see a ball bounced over towards second. Case Griffith stays with it and makes the strong throw to first, as they're going to get the out there. Throw back to second is going to chase Ivy back to the bag. It's a successful or a positive out for Merritt Phillips. This works as a sacrifice, and with one out, up to second base goes Ivy for Wes Winters, the number 9 batter. Eliminates the double play opportunity for the Cardinals as far as the traditional double play is concerned. But with the number 9 batter up, you got to get through this guy, and you have a batter that leads things off in Cotant, who struck out his first time up. Good position to be in for the Cardinals, although Dursteller's got to take advantage, and again he falls behind the hitter with another pitch out of the zone. Every batter so far this inning, all 3 of them, have seen that first pitch miss. Runner leads off second, that's Ivy. 1 out, bottom of the second inning, no score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. A pitch downstairs, misses again, and the count goes to 2-0. First base is open, but with the top of the order coming up next, you don't want that to be brought around with any more chances to bring home runs than you can. Dursteller to the plate again, off the outside, but gets the call as the umpire moves it to 2-1. Generous call on the outside after the River Cats last inning, not getting that corner quite as much. So we'll see if Dursteller takes advantage. Strides to the plate again. This pitch swung on and missed at the knees, and the count goes to 2-2. Dursteller taking advantage there, and after falling behind 2-0, that could significantly change the way this bat turns out. 3-0, much different than 2-1. Now 2-2. Pitch to the plate, inside and high, and the count goes full. And I'm sure Wes Winters at the plate's got to be thinking to himself, man, I should be on first. Can't do that, though, as you got to focus on the matter at hand. Once you start thinking about the past, you start getting distracted. You got to stay focused on that pitcher on the mound. As Dursteller winds, fires inside, and there's the Davis Rapero walk anyways, as he'll get down to first base. Just took a few more pitches. And Wes Winters puts him on first and second with 1 out. The top of the order, Mitch Cotant stepping up. He struck out looking his first time up on 4 pitches. Dursteller will now look in. He sets at the chest, strides to the plate, fires. That pitch lifted into center field. Drifting over to his left is Taylor Adams. The ball dances in the wind, but he's able to put it away. Moving up to third base on the slide is Ivy. And the fly ball will serve the purpose of moving a runner up, but with 2 outs, it's going to still take a base knock to bring home Ivy, as Garrett Millick will stride to the plate. He popped out to Case Griffiths at second his first time up. And give Adams some credit. That ball stuck up in the wind for a while, and anytime a ball is in the wind like that, it can definitely be dangerous. But he was able to put it away. dropped a ball that was similar to that in right field against West Jefferson earlier this year. That one, you could see, took off away from him for a moment as Dursteller throws over to first base to chase Wes Winters back to the bag. Easily back, though, and gets back up. Dursteller trying to just keep the runners from being able to move up. Freshman behind the plate, and Caleb Peterson doing the catching today, so trying to help out his battery mate. Pitch to the plate. Misses low, and the count goes to 1-0. And for the fourth out of 5 batters now, Dursteller working from behind. Runners on the corners. Ivy leads off third. Winters off first. Pitch to the plate. Again, low, and the count goes to 2-0. Dursteller trying to aim his pitches right now. You can tell, as he's already walked 1 batter in the inning. Given up 2 hits, struck out 2 in this game so far. As the ball chopped up the middle. Easy play for Zach Housley, who steps on the bag at second, and the third out is recorded on the 6th unassisted play. Cardinals get out of the inning, but the River Cats threaten for the 2nd straight time. We head to the top of the 3rd, brought to you by Sanders Furniture Appliance with a score 0-0 on KBRV The Co-op and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. The Soda Springs Cardinals dancing away from danger. They've allowed 5 base runners so far in the game, but so far Challis Mackay, they've left 5 base runners on base as they haven't been able to score. The Cardinals getting out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs and a runners on the corners jam with 2 outs in order to take the game still tied at 0 to the 3rd inning. 3rd inning brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, working at making your house a home. Bottom of the order to flip over to the number 1 batter in the lineup, Caleb Peterson, Case Griffiths, and Zach Housley, the scheduled 3. And the first pitch to Peterson from Will Millick is upstairs and in, and the count goes to 1-0. No score and a good chance for Peterson, who started seeing a few more hits come off of the bat in the last game against the Prairie Pirates over in the Glens Ferry tournament. Started to see a bit more contact come to the bat head. Sees the count go 2-0 here. Swings at a pitch off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. Griffiths in the on-deck circle. He also saw some success in the Glens Ferry tournament, especially on the offensive side as the number 9 batter. Anytime you can move it along. As a pitch upstairs over the head of Caleb Peterson, drawing the chance of wear it from the Cardinal dugout. Peterson looks back. I'm assuming there was a grin on his face. Couldn't see. As a pitch outside, he'll make it to first base anyways. That's 4 of the first 5 pitches of the 3rd inning out of the zone for Will Millick, and he surrenders his 2nd walk of the game. Walks brought to you by Davis Repair, your equipment and diesel specialist, as Connor Torman will make his way to first base in order to pinch run. Davis Repair, as we said, the home of the equipment diesel specialist. Call them at 208-221-9403 or swing by 600 West Highway 30 in Soda Springs. Pitch to the plate, down in the dirt. Garrett Millick with a good scoop, and the count goes to 1-0. And all of a sudden, Will Millick, he's lost control of the strike zone. He worked through and breezed through the first couple of innings. 27 pitches through the first 7 batters of the game for the Cardinals. He'll step off the mound and throws over to first base to chase Connor Torman back to the bag. Easily there, though, and it gets back up.
Now already, though, he's thrown 6 pitches here without getting it out. The Cardinals have a chance to really extend on his pitch count for starters and drive across that first run of the game. As the pitch to the plate, fouled off to the screen. Good cut by Case Griffiths, but just underneath the ball. Talking about Griffiths, even in the early season, talking with Coach Jeff Yuskowski in batting practice before they could get onto the field, Griffiths, a very improved hitter from what he was last year. Learning how to use that body control more as he awaits the pitch, backs away from when it catches the inside of the zone. And I think, honestly, if he doesn't back away from that, might have gotten the call. Count goes to 1-2. And a pitch up and away. We'll see the count go to 2-2 to Case Griffiths. Nobody out. Top of the third inning. Brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance. As Will Millick sets 2-2 delivery to the plate. Swung on. Fought off to the right side. Keeping the at-bat going as Case Griffiths. And the count remains at 2-2. Infield brought in on the corners. Trying to play for that bunt, although 2 outs, a bunt probably not coming. Infield a double play depth up the middle, and the outfield again shifted to the left. Millick sets, fires, and a pitch. Strike 3 called, an off-speed pitch, punches out Case Griffiths looking. That's a tough pitch to take if you're Case Griffiths, but a good pitch by Will Millick sets him down. A lot like the curveball that we've seen from Mason Smith so far this year. That one had a late drop to it with 1 out. A throw over to first base will force Torman back to the bag. Brings up Zach Housley. He was a first pitch swinging out. Got good contact, but sent it right to the shortstop, who was able to handle a tricky hop. And Austin Olar was able to throw out Housley, who waits the pitch. This time takes one upstairs for a ball. Gets ahead in the count, 1-0. He wears his ball cap backwards underneath the batting helmet, covering the back of his neck. Pitch upstairs again to Housley. Moves the count to 2-0, and not the worst batter to be careful with if you're Will Millick, as Housley was on base all 9 times that he came to the plate in the games over at Glens Ferry. There's a pitch inside, forces him to bend out of the way, and the count goes to 3-0. Stole 8 bases in that tournament. Scored 8 runs. And was another one of the all-tournament team members alongside Mason Smith. Pitch to the plate, off the outside, gets away, and everybody will move up a bag. Ball gets away from the catcher, but it was ball 4 anyway, so not a huge concern. Another Davis repair walk for the Cardinals. Has runners now on first and second with 1 out. That's the 3rd walk surrendered by Will Millick, and this time the Cardinals with the top of their order at the plate, hoping to take advantage. Taylor Adams will stride in. The left-hander struck out swinging his first time up on 4 pitches. He was able to foul one off before the eventual punch-out came. Takes the first pitch upstairs. And again, Will Millick struggling to find the strike zone. As other than a strikeout looking to Case Griffiths, 9 of the other 10 pitches he's thrown have been out of the zone. Pitch swung on and missed. Good pitch to swing at. Taylor Adams could not catch up to it. Apologize for that confusion. Doing softball yesterday. Taylor Myers, a member of the softball team. The Taylors at the beginning throwing me off as Taylor Adams steps in once again. Left-hander shows bunt, but underneath it bunts it back to the screen. That's been something the Cardinals have really been working on this year. In fact, they've spent the back half of several practices just bunting and bunting at areas, but so far they've not really laid down many successful bunts in game. 1-2 count, 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Cardinals. And a pitch to the plate swung on and missed by Adams, and for the second time he goes down swinging. Once again on 4 pitches, it's the 4th punch out for Will Millick, and Jaron Johnson with 2 outs will try and take advantage of the opportunity left to the Cardinals. 2 runners on base. They left a runner on base last inning. Don't want to do that same thing this inning. As a pitch off the outside corner, tried to be framed by the catcher, but Garrett Millick couldn't quite get the eye of the umpire to agree with his glove, and the count goes to 1-0. Torman leads off second. Zach Housley off first. Good speed. Ball into the gap. Could score two. This ball gets away from the catcher. Both runners will move up, and now it's a guarantee that a ball into a gap would score two with the speed of Housley. Count to 2-0 to Jaron Johnson. Good hitter's count for the Cardinal third baseman as Connor Torman gets over to third. Top of the third inning, still no score as Millick, shifting the glove, strides into his windup, and this pitch inside. The count goes to 3-0. We'll see if they give Johnson the green light. Dylan Downs on deck has the only hit of the game for the Cardinals. Millick again into the windup. Upstairs, ball four to Johnson, and he takes his base. 3 walks in the inning around a pair of strikeouts. Both those walks brought to you by Davis Repair have the Cardinals in action. A pair of those walks have been 4-pitch walk. The other walk, a 5-pitch walk. And with the bases full of Cardinals, one of their better hitters, Dylan Downs, up to the plate. As far as contact hitters are concerned, he's usually one of the more consistent ones to put the ball into play. The right-hander, as I said, singled on the first pitch he saw last time to the plate. Millick has been struggling with his command since then, though. See if Downs is as aggressive as he was then. Takes the first pitch for a strike at the knees. As Millick paints the corner of the zone, and the count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, bases packed full of Cardinals. The nest is full. And Downs trying to teach him how to fly as this ball popped up behind the plate. Might be a play for Garrett Millick, but he can't get there in time. Just drops beyond his reach. After he took the mask off, looked like he had trouble finding the ball. That cost him the ability to get under it, and Garrett will put the mask on again with an 0-2 count. Good pitcher's count. Downs has to be selective here, has to defend at the plate. The right-hander awaits the pitch, and this one tomahawked at and skied way foul down the left side. And that'll bounce beyond a pair of bushes. Downs going after one near the dome as far as the height, but could not keep it in play. And the count stays at 0-2, 2 outs. Will Millick to the plate, upstairs, no way, misses there, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, if anything, the Cardinals at least extending the pitch count of Will Millick. 4 pitches into Downs, almost 30 into the inning. He'll wind and fire this pitch. That's going to be punched over towards short. Big hop gets over the glove. Zach Housley's going to be waved home to score. He'll be the second runner to come home, and they'll put the brakes on for Jaron Johnson. It's a 2 RBI double for Dylan Downs. He's 2 for 2 on the day, and the Cardinals strike for the first 2 runs of the game with 2 outs as the bases are uncleared. And Connor Torman comes in for Caleb Peterson, and Zach Housley strikes as well. The first 2 runs of the game for the Cardinals brought to you by Gate City Real Estate and Ricky Wood. Call her today and let her help you out. 208-547-7012 with all your real estate needs. Brings Peyton Lish up to the plate. He'll pop one up behind the plate, and that's going to find its way foul. 7th batter of the inning for Peyton Lish. He walked his first time up. That was back in the second, just an inning ago. 2-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals already striking for a pair of runs in this inning, first to hit the scoreboard. Will Millick fires to the plate. Hit and run was on. Peyton Lish fouling one back to the screen, and the count goes to 0-2. Downs was in motion, heading for second base. Trying to put his speed a little bit closer. Again, not the fastest guy, neither is Johnson, but both of them do have mid to average speed. Downs will have a short lead off first, see if they put him in motion again. They will, and a swing and a miss by Peyton Lish will retire the side. 3 strikeouts in the inning, but the Cardinals use 3 walks and a base knock with 2 outs by Dylan Downs to bring home a couple of runs. They lead it 2-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com as we head to the bottom of your Standards Furniture and Appliance third inning.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to Shelley, Idaho, a neutral site game between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Challis Mackay River Cats. Cardinals right now with a 2-0 lead after striking with the bases loaded and bringing home a pair of runs on a Dylan Downs RBI single to left field. And Kyle Dursteller back onto the mound as he continues his warm-up pitches to see if he can hold the River Cats scoreless again. The River Cats, for their efforts, have loaded the bases and have put runners on the corners, but have not been able to bring home anybody. They've left 5 runners on base. Cardinals have left 3 on base, but brought home 2. And again, that's the biggest difference. Even if the River Cats have been able to get 1 or 2 of those runners in the last couple of innings, would have made a big difference on the way that you approach your at-bats. Starting things off, Austin Olar, who reached on an error his first time up, will stride to the right-handed batter's box. Error as the ground out to third base was misthrown over to first by Jaron Johnson. Wind blowing right in his face could be causing that, and this time it won't need an error as a hit batsman will welcome Austin Olar to the first pitch he sees, and that's the second hit batter by Kyle Dursteller in the game. Dursteller's given up 2 hits. He's walked 1, hit a pair of batters, and also struck out a pair of batters in 2 innings of work. Tying run brought to the plate because of that. And Will Millick will try and answer back for the problems he had back in the top of the third. Pitched over to first base, down low, and sliding back safely is the base runner Austin Olar. Dursteller wanders back up to the top of the mound, looks in, looks behind him, now fires. This pitch chopped up the middle. Housley gets it, steps on second, and can't make the throw over to first in time as speeding down the base pass was Will Millick. That goes as 6 unassisted for the second time. And cut down trying to move up to second is Austin Olar. 2 pitches into the inning and already 1 out when the runner on first base, Josh Papik, was the first base knock of the River Cats as he punched one over to the right side, got past Case Griffith at second base on a good hop. Throw over to first, chases Millick back to the bag. Papik was left at first, though, as the batter behind him, Justin Rembelski, ended up striking out swinging. One of the 2 strikeouts Dursteller's been able to get. Pitch to the plate, a little bit low, and trouble getting out of his glove as Caleb Peterson throws to second anyways, but safely with the first MySpace Storage stolen base of the game is Will Millick. Pitch, I believe, went for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Papik waits, rests the bat on his shoulders before seeing Dursteller set. Now flinches at a pitch up and in, and the count goes to 2-0. Runner in scoring position for the River Cats. Good speed already shown in that stolen base attempt. As Dursteller sets, kicks, fires, and a pitch inside misses again. And the count goes to 3-0. Caleb Peterson wanted that pitch in, but not that far, trying to paint the corner. And now in danger of walking a batter with a runner already on second as Dursteller. Well, that is not a horrible thing, as it would put a forced opportunity at every bag. He's not going to have to worry about it as Johnson throws on to first base. Wide again! Another error by Johnson. That's going to allow 1 run to score as Will Millick will cross the plate. And the second error of the game on Jaron Johnson is recorded. Up to second goes Papik. It won't be an RBI. But the ball was put in play, and it forced the Cardinals into their second error of the game. That is an earned run. although not an RBI. Brings up Justin Rembelski. Dursteller will set. Looks back behind him. Now fires the plate and a swing and a miss from Rembelski. Sees him behind 0-1 in the count. He struck out on 4 pitches his first time up. Cardinals still leading 2-1. Bottom of the 3rd inning on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 1 out. As Dursteller looks behind him, pitch the plate, foul tipped into the glove of Peterson. The count goes to 0-2. Dursteller grips the ball in his right hand, holds it behind him, wind tugging at his pants sleeves. So step to the plate, and this one swung on and missed up in the zone. Ball gets away from Caleb Peterson, throws on to first. The out is recorded there on the 2-3 putout. Up to third base on the drop third strike goes Josh Papik. Heads up base running by the third baseman for the River Cats in the tying run down 90 feet away. 2 outs, though, after the 3rd strikeout of the game by Kyle Dursteller. Brings up Chris Ivy. He singled his first time up on a ball into right center field, and he fouls the first pitch to him off to the right side. Dursteller still working quickly through this inning, only 10 pitches, and now the 5th batter of the inning coming to the plate. Any more runs will be unearned after the error prolonged the inning. Dursteller kicks, winds, and fires a pitch up, and the count goes to 1-1. Ivy was the first batter to lead things off in the last inning. Again, got that single. Maybe the best struck ball of the game for either team, as I thought it was going to be an easy double for him. This time he'll go opposite field over to Logan Mumford. Camps underneath it, puts it away, and the out is recorded. Dursteller gives up 1, but he's able to avoid any further damage, and the Cardinals still lead it 2-1 heading to the top of the 4th inning. Your Sanders Furniture and Appliance 3rd inning brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Get there and let them help make your house a home. Back after this on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Top of the 4th inning sees Will Millick once again back out onto the mound as he continues to work with Garrett Millick behind home plate. 2-1, Cardinals leading on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, looking for their 7th straight victory on the baseball diamond. Went 3-0 at the Glens Ferry tournament and had a successful set of games against West Jefferson, as well as a victory over as Dursteller will step into the plate. Right-handed batter. Takes this pitch inside for a ball, just missing on the inside corner. This umpire been fairly generous on the corners so far. Dursteller's been the beneficiary of that. This pitch well off the plate. Goes to 2-0 now to lead off batter for the Cardinals. Kyle struck out swinging his first time up, part of back-to-back strikeouts, which kept the Cardinals from taking advantage of 2 leadoff base runners in the 2nd inning. Upstairs, this pitch misses, and the count goes to 3-0. And again, Will Millick struggling with his command. Wind has died down slightly. Not seeing as much of a pull on the pant legs of the players. There's a pitch inside, bent back, and did not find the zone. Dursteller fooled badly on that one. A wide sweeping curveball, but just didn't find the plate. Thought the umpire was going to give him that one, and I wouldn't have blamed him if he had, as that had a lot of movement to the inside. It's a 4-pitch walk, though, to Kyle Dursteller, and Mason Smith will step up with a runner on first. See if the Cardinals put Dursteller into motion. As he tries to draw some attention, clapping his hands, and now the pitch to the plate upstairs and away to Mason Smith. Count goes to 1-0. The right-handed batting Smith struck out swinging his first time up. forced 6 pitches to him before that strikeout, though. He awaits, swings and misses. Hit and run was on. Dursteller head first slide into the bag. He's safe with the first MySpace Storage stolen base for the Cardinals in the game. And the Cardinals put a runner in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. MySpace Storage, call them today at 208-547-4774. Time called as Dursteller will be pinch run for, and out to run for him is Ryan Atterbury. Leads off of second. Dursteller, the pitcher, was out there for that stolen base, and that's it. As a pitch inside to Mason Smith, moves the count to 2-1. Smith in a good hitter's count, see if he can spot himself a chance to drive home that run. Big gap in right center field, and the pitch trying to go inside out to get it that way was Mason Smith, and instead fights it off his hands back to the screen. And the count goes to 2-2. Case Griffiths checks in, delivers a couple of balls to the umpire. Now moves back to the dugout. Caleb Peterson in the hole, or on deck, Case Griffiths in the hole. Off second base, leads Ryan Atterbury. Decent speed, pitch to the plate. Catches the outside corner. That's strike 3 to Mason Smith, who goes down looking. Tell you what, that curveball is slow, but it's effective. And it gets a 6th strikeout for Will Millick in the game. Caleb Peterson, who walked his first time up and came around to score in the previous inning, your Sanders Furniture and Appliance 3rd inning, will step to the plate. And the right-hander looks out as a big gust of wind comes through the area, really ruffling the jersey of Peterson as he takes a strike on the inside. Count to 0-1. 68 pitches into the game for Will Millick. 110 the maximum you can throw, so not in too bad of a position right now as he sets once again, looks behind him, fires the plate. This pitch fought off to the right side. That's a sinking drive. That's going to drop for a base knock. Cardinals will hold up Ryan Atterbury. It's a single to right field. Atterbury didn't get a good judge on whether it was going to drop or not, but Caleb Peterson gets his first base knock of the game. It's the 3rd for the Cardinals in the game and puts runners onto the corners with 1 out. And Case Griffiths to the plate. Caleb will be pinch run for again. Connor Torman comes into the game for him. Griffiths struck out looking his last time up. One of the 6 strikeouts that have peppered the Cardinals lineup so far by Will Millick. As he hunches over the right side of the plate. Pitch to the plate off the outside corner. No, they're going to say it's a strike as the umpire again generous on that outside. Gives him the strike. Moving up on the stolen bases. Connor Torman with another MySpace Storage stolen base, and the Cardinals with 1 out have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Case Griffiths trying to put a ball in play, takes a big cut, but can't make contact, and the count goes to 0-2. Will Millick trying to get out of danger once again, keep that score at 2-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. He'll wind. The right-hander steps to fire a pitch upstairs, trying to get Griffiths to chase, but could not tempt him with that pitch up near the head. And the count instead goes to 1-2. Torman leads off of 2nd. Atterbury off 3rd. A pair of pitch runners for the Cardinals. And the ball bounced to the plate, but a good scoop behind the dish by Garrett Millick to keep the ball in front of him. And the count goes to 2-2. Runners will have to stay put. Griffiths just needs to put a ball in play to bring home a run. Infield is brought close, though. As a pitch off the outside. This one again blocked for the most part by Garrett Millick. Keeps it around home plate, and the count will go to 3-2, but the runner is forced to stay where they're at. And Griffiths a chance to either get the walk or put the ball in play. Don't want to go down swinging, though, and avoid taking advantage of this situation. Will Millick to the plate, upstairs and in. And the count goes to fresh. And the bases will be full for Zach Housley. Not the batter you want with the bases loaded. Will Millick to the plate. Fires one into the zone, and Housley took a good cut at it but missed it, and a big smile on his face as he knows that he wants that one back. Housley 0 for 1 today, grounded out to short. Walked as well and came around to score on that Dylan Downs RBI single. Pitch to the plate. Popped up That's going to go into left field. Wynn's going to carry this one. Coming in and making the grab is the left fielder, Wes Winters. Cardinals don't like the chance to try and bring it home, and Will Millick pumping his fist as they get a big second out with Zach Housley popping out into left field. An impressive keeping an eye on that one by Wes Winters is, again, whenever you have those gusts of wind, it can play with that ball and make it so you don't really know where it's going to go. Taylor Adams will step to the plate now. Base is still loaded, and 2 outs, 2-1 in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch to him misses. Last set of RBIs the Cardinals had came with 2 outs as well. Dylan Downs with an RBI single to bring home a pair of runs. That's the Cardinals' only strike so far as Adams takes the pitch inside and low, and the count goes to 1-0. Myers again waits. Left-handed batter. Swings and misses. Can't catch up to that one, and Taylor Adams sees the count go to 2-1. Took a good rip at a pitch he thought he could hit, but was behind the fastball. Now steps back in. No gloves on his hands. He awaits another pitch upstairs and away. Count to 3-1. No place to put Taylor Adams with the bases full of Cardinals, as that's just as good as a base knock for the Cardinals, would bring home a run and give them back a 2-point lead. 2-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Takes the 3-1 pitch, taking all the way, and the count goes full. Runners will be able to take off with the 3-2 count. To the plate, Will Millick. Inside, catches the zone, and out number 3 is recorded on an inside strike. Second punch out of the inning, 7th of the game for Will Millick, and that retires the side. The Cardinals load him up but can't bring home a run. We head to the bottom of the 4th on KBRV The Co-op with a score 2-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of April 13th through the 19th in Soda Springs. Bone-in spiral sliced ham is just $1.19 a pound. Riverside whole turkey can be bought for 79 cents a pound while supplies last. 1-pound packages of strawberries cost just $1.47. Navel oranges are 59 cents for a pound. Red, green, gold, or orange bell peppers are just 99 cents each. And those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials this week in Soda Springs. This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home. Welcome back out to Shelley High School, where the Russets not playing today, but the Cardinals and Challis Mackay taken to the field, and the two of these teams playing on a neutral site, much like they did last year. Last year this was at Century, and it was another 2-1 game. The Cardinals winning that one 2-1. Behind the strength of Dylan Downs, who was pitching to start that game, but ended up having to leave that game after breaking his leg sliding into third base. No such danger in this game, as he's the designated hitter, unless there's some unknown roots hanging about the third base bag. But he is the designated hitter and not out in the outfield for today's ball game. Dursteller back onto the mound, 45 pitches in, and a fly ball out to left field tracked by Logan Mumford will be the first out. And first pitch swinging, Merritt Phillips goes down. And the Cardinals get a quick first out, and that's exactly what the doctors ordered. If you're Kyle Dursteller, you've gotten a quick inning, your last one, and you want to start developing that rhythm. And with a 2-1 lead, you want to get your offense back up, especially with Will Millick already throwing 83 pitches. As the pitch inside to Wes Winters moves the count to 1-0. Winters walked his first time up, another Davis repair walk. And the 1-0 pitch to him off the outside corner and low, misses to move the count to 2-0. 2-1. Cardinals with the advantage over the River Cats, a team that is much improving, a very young roster. In fact, only 3 upperclassmen, 2 juniors, 1 senior. Another pitch inside moves the count to 3-0. Mostly sophomores and freshmen, though, under head coach Ryan Millick, who's trying to build a program between Challis and Mackay in the consolidated team. Pitch inside misses again, and on 4 straight pitches after getting the fly out, Wes Winters gets his second walk of the game. Second walk issued by Kyle Dursteller. He has hit a pair of pitchers as well. Brings up the top of the order, Mitch Cotant, 0 for 2. He struck out looking and then flew out to center field. The fly out, one that Taylor Adams had to drift well over into left field in order to make the catch, especially with the way the wind is pushing everything that way. In fact, the way that the outfield is shifted, they're definitely playing for everything to be to that left side. And Mason Smith, in fact, is playing almost at the edge of where you would see the infield dirt if it was there, behind Case Griffiths. Probably about 12 paces total separating the two of them as a pitch off the plate misses and the count goes to 1-0. That should go to enough to explain how little faith there is in a ball being put over into the right field corner. Because that would almost be a guaranteed triple for anybody who hits it to that corner with where the outfield is positioned at the moment. It's almost as long of a run for anyone to get to that corner as it would be from first to second, or excuse me, from home to second. Dursteller checks back to the runner. Winters at first base. Pitch to the plate, upstairs and in. And the count moves to 2-0. 6 straight pitches have missed the zone for Dursteller, who needs to find that location again. Came into the inning with 45 pitches up to 52 as he looks in to the leadoff batter, Mitch Cotant, the number 1 batter in the order. And this pitch down the middle finds the zone again, and the count goes to 2-1. Cotant looked like he was taken the whole way. Outfield playing very deep over in left field. Logan Mumford back near the fence. Slowly getting more and more shallow as you progress along the field, as the infield will watch this pitch miss. And the count goes to 3-1. Infield playing much the same way. Jaron Johnson well back of third base. And then again slowly getting shallower and shallower as you move over to the right side. Pitch to the plate popped up, but that's going to get foul beyond the netting. And the count goes full to Cotant. Trying to get his first base knock and trying to reach base for the first time today. Rubs the hands together as he strides to the right-handed box. Not only is the wind picking up, but also temperatures were supposed to start dropping as the afternoon progressed, as a winter storm coming back to the area. Pickoff to first, almost caught Winters off the bag. He was making a move towards that secondary lead as Dursteller started the move to first base and just was able to scramble back. Didn't have a big lead to begin with, only about a pace and a half off the bag. As Dursteller's pitch to the plate on the inside corner, punches out the batter as Cotant goes down looking. First was occupied, so the drop third strike does not matter. It's the 4th strikeout for Kyle Dursteller. On the drop third strike, though, Wes Winters does move up to second. Puts a runner in scoring position, the tying run in scoring position for Garrett Millick, who's so far 0 for 2 with a pair of pop-outs. He's popped out to short and popped out to second in his plate appearances. It's a pitch fought off to the right side. Count goes to 0-1. He's been aggressive at the plate. That only the 5th pitch he's seen in the game as an active bat. Steps again to the right-handed box. Dursteller working, trying to get through another inning with the lead. Ball blocked at the plate by Caleb Peterson, and the count just goes to 1-1. Sun ducking behind a big cloud bank off to the right. Over the field, mostly clear skies, except for a couple of cotton ball clouds. As this ball off the hands into center field, Taylor Adams came in on it almost too much at first, but was able to backtrack his steps and get into position to make the catch. And Garrett Millick flies out for his 3rd plate appearance of the game, and he's 0 for 3 as the Cardinals continue to lead this 2-1 heading to the 5th inning. Brought to you by Bear Lake Drug on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
As the Soda Springs Cardinals come back to the field, it'll be the middle of the order. Jaron Johnson, Dylan Downs, and Peyton Lish coming out to the batter's box. 83 pitches for Will Millick, 59 pitches for Kyle Dursteller. As Millick gets a pitch back to him. I think, yeah, it should be 3. Will Millick finishing up his pitches. Hey, come here. Can you take this to your dad? And the first pitch flared out into left center field. And that's going to drop down. Jaron Johnson stopped at first base. He's going to be able to make it up to second. If he'd kept running, probably would have been up to third base, but he stopped at first as he didn't see the ball. And will have a double, but could have been a triple for the junior. And the Cardinals with an opportunity to try and push another run across the plate early, as Dylan Downs, who's 2 for 2 in the game with 2 RBIs, will step to the plate. Millick winds, fires off the outside, and the count goes to 1-0. 85 pitches in for Millick. New pitch count rules, again, into effect this year for the Cardinals and all of Idaho baseball. As a pitch upstairs misses Dylan Downs. And according to those rules, you can only throw up to 110 pitches in a game. That's the cap for anybody. 83 pitches, the cutoff to be able to pitch in the next 3 days. Swing and a miss by Downs, just chopped it foul to the right side. No score, or no outs, I should say. 2-1 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Millick checks in, wind starting to really howl from right to left. And again, everybody's shifting over that way as Millick winds, fires. This ball is going to be laced off of the glove of the third baseman. Hard hit ball. Jaron Johnson gets the green light to head home as it moves into left field. It's another single for Dylan Downs. That's the hardest hit ball of all of them. And Downs gets his 3rd RBI. He's easily been the player of the game for the Cardinals so far in this one, as he drives in all 3 runs for the Cardinals. Another Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate run there. Give her a call at 208-547-7012. Peyton Lish into the plate. Cardinals striking for 1. Now a 3-1 lead. Downs off of first as Millick winds and fires an off-speed pitch up near the letters. Count goes to 1-0. Nobody out, back-to-back hits for the Cardinals. They've put 5 hits onto the scoreboard so far, and they've had 9 total base runners. As Lish is going to tattoo one to the left side, the wind carrying it to the fence. It hops up and over. That should be a ground rule double for the Cardinals and Peyton Lish, and the wind took that one to the fence. 340 to the left corner, and that one just about cleared it. One hopped it with a phenomenally well-struck ball by Peyton Lish. A ground rule double puts runners on second and third, and out to make a pitching change after that rough shot ball to the left corner will be Ryan Millick as he pulls his son Will, and the new pitcher on the mound. We'll check and see a number. We're going to take a pause and get a break while he gets his warm-up pitches. We'll have the new pitcher ready for you when we come back. Cardinals leading 3-1. Nobody out. Runners on second and third for the Cardinals on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
New pitcher for the Mackay Challis River Cats will be Austin Olar. Was the shortstop. Moves into the field, putting putting Will Millick to second base, and Nolan Moorman, the second baseman, will move over to the left as he will be at the shortstop position. Cardinals will also make a substitution as they are going to put a pinch runner onto second base. And doing the pinch running, I believe Easton Pendlebury sent out to the second base bag for the Cardinals. I believe. I did not see a number on his way out there. We'll see if the number 9 is hovering there as the freshman makes an appearance into the game. Over at third base is Dylan Downs. Peyton Lish, the one being pinch run for. Cardinals leading it 3-1 here. Top of the 5th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug as Kyle Dursteller steps in. Infield brought in for Challis Mackay as Olar steps to the plate, fires just off the outside corner. Didn't get the call. Count goes to 1-0. 90 pitches, the final for Will Millick. We'll go over the rest of his numbers in a moment. As this pitch catches the zone that time, and the count goes to 1-1. Just a little bit more inside and a little bit more up. 3 runs, all of them earned against Will Millick in 4+ innings pitched. Did not hit a batter. Struck out 7. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Kyle Dursteller took a big cut at an off-speed pitch up in the zone. The count goes to 1-2. Did walk 4, did Will Millick, and gave up 6 hits. 3 of those 6 coming in the last 3 batters he faced, a pair of doubles and a single. As a pitch to the plate, chopped over towards short. Ball's going to be bobbled by the shortstop as Moorman couldn't cleanly grab it. A throw onto first base is late. That's going to have to go as I'm going to give that a base knock as he was disrupted, as running in front of him was Pendlebury. Coming home to score on the RBI single is Kyle Dursteller. And the Cardinals make it a 4-1 game after another Gate City real estate run. Again, call Ricky Wood for all your real estate needs. Dursteller leads off of first, a pitcher of note in the game for the Cardinals. Pitch to the plate, upstairs, but catches the zone as Mason Smith is behind in the count, 0-1. Mason struck out both times to the plate so far. Looking to get on base for the first time. The only Cardinal outside of Taylor Adams. The two of them have combined for 5 strikeouts. Pitch over to first. It's going to have Dursteller diving back to the bag. Temperature dipping down. Wind continuing to blow. Even the press box here above the field at Shelley High School is getting a little bit chilly, but the Cardinals still leading this one 4-1. As moving up is Kyle Dursteller. That's a stolen base for the Cardinal pitcher as he moves into scoring position. Count to 1-1 as Mason Smith gets back even. Olar looks in, pitch to the plate on the outside corner, catches the zone. The count goes to 1-2. And Mason trying to put a ball in play with nobody out, have an easy chance to score a run. Pitch swung on, fought back, and I almost had a chance to catch one. That screen wasn't there, might have come straight back. I'll have to look back on the replay of that one. Count stays at 1-2. That one hadn't looked like right for the camera. Mason Smith, 1-2 pitch to him. Another bender, doesn't catch the zone. Mason getting a very, very generous call from the umpire as a batter. Haven't seen a ton of those today as far as the batters getting the generous calls. The pitchers have been getting a lot of those. This pitch inside again doesn't catch the zone. Back-to-back pitches looked good from up here, but Mason Smith stays alive. Almost the exact same spot, a little bit lower though, as Olar behind 3-2 in the count sets. Fires. This pitch swung on and missed by Smith, and Mason goes after one up in the zone. He's got the hat trick, as that is his 3rd strikeout of the game and the first strikeout for Austin Olar. who gets the first out. Another pinch runner, Dursteller, will be pinch run for by Brian Atterbury as he gets back out to second base. Runners at second and third for the Cardinals. One out. In a 4-1 lead is Caleb Peterson, who singled his last time up. 1 for 1 and has reached base twice, will step to the plate. Olar sets, the right-hander, offset. And the way he sets up to the plate, strides, fires, but can't hit. Count goes to 1-0. Peterson singled on the second pitch he saw last time. Ended up being pinch run for as the catcher. As Connor Torman came in and was able to snag a base. Pitch to the plate, fought off the hands and out to the right side. Count goes to 1-1. 12 pitches into this relief appearance for Olar as he's had to fight to try and get the outs that he's gotten. The one out he's gotten has given up a single as well. Olar sets at the chest again. Fires. This ball chopped back towards the pitcher. He's going to bobble it. Won't have a play to the plate. Throws to first instead, and they do not get the out. They're going to say the Challis Mackay Rivercats trying to say that Caleb Peterson disrupted him trying to make the catch, reaching to swat the ball out of the glove. Alex Rodriguez for the Yankees back several years ago. The umpires meeting to discuss. A run will score as there were only 2 outs, or only 1 out. So Easton Pendlebury comes across to score. Umpires still discussing whether it's an infield single. They're going to call him out. So interference the call on Caleb Peterson. He will get the RBI. But it's 2 outs now instead of runners on the corners for the Cardinals. And a 5-1 ball game as a third run in this inning scores for the Cardinals. All runs again brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. And Case Griffith steps in. He's walked his last time up, struck out the first time up, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Runner on third base, Brian Atterbury, 90 feet away from bringing home that 4th run. All 4 of the first batters in this game, or this inning, scored or got on base for the Cardinals as the pitch catches the zone again, 0-2. 3 of those 4 have scored. 4 hits to lead off this inning for the Cardinals. Only one of those hits has been attributed to the pitcher on the mound, and Olar, and he gets his second strikeout as Case Griffiths goes chasing one up in the zone, but the Cardinals do strike for 3. They take a 5-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Back with more on KBRV The Co-op and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to Shelley, Idaho. Soda Springs with a 5-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as they put 3 runs across the board and across the plate in the top of the 5th inning as Kyle Dursteller returns to the mound to resume action as he looks to keep the River Cats where they are. Austin Olar, who's the new pitcher in the game for the River Cats, will be the first batter he faces. Will Millick and Josh Papik will be the next 2 to follow as the schedule continues to move down. Dursteller so far, 4 innings of strong work. He has thrown 59 pitches, so not really into any danger in terms of pitch count. Given up 1 run, it's been earned. He struck out 4 and given up 2 hits, walked a pair, and also hit a pair of batters. Sun breaks out from behind the clouds as the first pitch of the inning is fouled off to the right side and ends up bouncing near the batting cages. And Austin Olar finds himself down in the count 0-1. Olar reached on an error his first time up, was hit by a pitch his second time up, yet to be retired. as he looks out from the right-handed box, takes a pitch upstairs for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. The right-hander again sets as Dursteller winds, fires, pitch. That's laced into left field. Logan Mumford makes a run, gets to it on one hop, but it's a leadoff single for Olar as he gets things off on the right foot for the Rivercats as they try to answer back to the Cardinals, who have scored 5 runs in the game so far to just the single run for the Rivercats. And Will Millick, who is the pitcher of record so far for the Rivercats, would be tagged with the loss if things continue this way, will step in. He's reached base both times, was hit by a pitch his first time up, and then reached on a fielder's choice his second time up before coming around to score the only run. Runner takes off. No throw by Caleb Peterson as he again had trouble getting the ball out of the glove. And the pitch misses for a ball. Runner in scoring position now in Olar. Good speed. As Millick awaits the pitch. This one checks his swing, doesn't go around, and the count just goes to 2-0. This pitch bounced up the middle, through the legs of Zach Housley into center field. That's an error on the Cardinals' shortstop. Runner's going to try and move up to second. Tag is late, and sliding in safely is Will Millick. The double because of an error on the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, because of that, give up a run. No RBI once again. The run is earned. Second of the game for the Rivercats. And the first 2 runners of this inning reach base. By the way, the stolen base by Olar, brought to you by MySpace Storage, is a pitch in the dirt, moves the count to 1-0 to Josh Papik, trying to keep the rally going. Pitch bounced over towards second. Griffiths just able to snag that one. Took an interesting hop. Throw back to third now by Peyton Lish. Goes into the grass behind some bushes. As that goes out of play, coming home to score is Will Millick on an error. Cardinals have now made 4 errors in the game. That run is unearned, but it's the third run. 5-3, the Soda Springs Cardinals, with 1 out now in the inning. We'll look to try and see if they can keep Dursteller calm on the mound with the bases reset. Nobody on. And a first pitch to Justin Rembelski is going to be taken for a ball. Downstairs in the dirt. Count to 1-0, 1 out, 5-3 game on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As they'll stride this one right square in the middle of the shoulder blades, and Justin Rembelski is the 3rd hit batter by Kyle Dursteller in the game. As 10 pitches into this inning, his command starting to suffer, and Coach Yuskoski is now going to take this time to make a trip out to visit with his starting pitcher. Dylan Downs is available. We'll see if the Cardinals make the move to their bullpen, as it were, the designated hitter for the Cardinals. Instead, Yuskoski just makes his way out there. Runner on first. The tying run is coming to the plate, and Chris Ivey. He's singled and flown out to left field in his 2 plate appearances. Hit the ball well both times, though. 2 of the best hit balls by the Rivercats in the game until Austin Olar singled to left field. Downs is warming up in the bullpen as he gets loose down the left field line. And Caleb Peterson, as well as the rest of the infielders, return to their spaces as Yuskoski saunters back over to the mound, or back over to the dugout. And Dursteller will look into the left-handed batter in Ivy. Chris looks out, swings, chops one back to Dursteller, looks back to second, throw on target, Housley on to first, and the scoop made by Peyton Lish for the double play. It's a 1-6-3 double play on the first pitch to Chris Ivey, and whatever Yuskoski said, the coach had the right words to say to his pitcher, and the Cardinals turn 2 and get out of the jam. Your 5th inning is over. We head to the 6th. 5th inning was brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, Idaho's small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Back with the 6th on KVRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Shelley, Idaho. The Soda Springs Cardinals turning their first double play of the year, a 1-6-3 double play. Dursteller to Housley to Lish, and the Cardinals escape another jam as they allow 2 runs to Challis Mackay, but continue to hold a 2-run lead, 5-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Zach Housley will step up to the right-handed box. First pitch from Olar is bounced up the middle. That's going to get through the glove of the shortstop. That is an error on Nolan Mormon, and on base for the second time in the game is Zach Housley. Mormon's got to at least keep that one in front of him, and Housley on base did not even require a throw. That a big hop, and several times now we've seen misplays in the field because of hops coming to them. This Shelley field in good shape, but very lumpy on the infield when it comes to some of the dirt placing. And that has aided some of the infield hits and some of the base knocks that we've seen as far as runners getting on base. Housley takes off first pitch, easily had a good jump, slides in, safe just under the tag. Throw was a little bit late, and Housley just able to get in underneath the tag applied by Mormon, and he gets his first stolen base of the game, brought to you by MySpace Storage. Count goes, I believe, to 1-0. New batter at the plate. There's a pitch taken by Brian Atterbury. Taylor Adams out of the game. Atterbury getting his first plate appearance. Adams went 0 for 3. Brian tapping the foot impatiently as he takes a pitch downstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. Olar looks back, checks Housley, leads off second. And a big swing and a miss by Ryan has him down to 2-2 in the count. And the first chance for a punch out in this inning comes to Olar. 2-2 count to the plate, nobody out. That's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Good pitch from Olar to get him his 3rd punch out of the game already. And on 5 pitches, down goes Atterbury. Jaron Johnson will step to the plate. Right-handed batter. Grips the bat with a 5-3 score, but a big insurance run standing out there as Johnson checks his swing and is able to hold up on a pitch well outside. Jaron doubled his last time up, walked the time before that, and flew out. 1 for 2 officially on the day with a pair of runs scored. Olar looks back to second. Housley dives back short. Grabs the hand as the gloved hands caught a little bit of dirt. 1-0 count here in the top of the 6th inning. And a pitch is chopped past the mound, fielded cleanly by Mormon. Throw on to first base, gets the out. And excuse me, Will Millick has switched over to play that shortstop position instead of Mormon. It's a 6-3 ground out. And out number 2 is recorded. The runner does move up to third. Housley just 90 feet away with the only batter not to be retired all day for the Cardinals stepping up. Downs 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 3 RBIs. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Downs tricked by an off-speed pitch. He was up above it. And the count to 0-1 to the Cardinal designated hitter. We'll see if Downs becomes the pitcher of record. As things progress, pitch to the plate, swung on and missed by Downs again, and he grimaces as he looks back towards the press box, and count goes to 0-2. Garrett Millix gets out to his teammate Olar. Chats things over, the two in between home plate. The home plate umpire does a little bit of housekeeping to the mound as the conversation breaks up, or to the plate, I should say. Conversation breaks up, and Olar will step back to the plate again, assuming that was a discussion on strategy of how to approach Downs. Up 0-2 in the count. Olar to the plate. Catches the bottom of the zone on the outside. Dylan Downs goes down looking. That's 4 strikeouts for Austin Olar in 2 innings of work as the Cardinals strand another runner over at third base. They still lead it, though, 5-3. Head to the bottom of the 6th on KBRV, the co-op, and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jackson, Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. The wind continues to chill things out here in Shelley, Idaho, as the players continuing to battle with strong winds coming from the southeast rather. Here is the Cardinals looking to come away with a victory over the Challis Mackay River Cats, and they're in control of this game. 5-3 they lead as Dursteller returns to the mound for a 6th inning of work. Pitched 5 strong innings so far, given up 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 of those runs have been earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 hit batters. 8 total men have reached base for the River Cats. And excuse me, actually that is a wrong number, is 11 total have reached base on 4 errors made by the Cardinals. Stepping to lead things off, Merritt Phillips, the first baseman, right-handed batter, will take a first pitch in the dirt as Peterson blocks it, but it skips away from it. Count goes to 1-0. Dursteller to 71 pitches with that one. Still in very good shape on the mound, looking to try and bring this one home. He's got to keep up the quick work in getting out of innings. Pitch to the plate, swung on, off the hands. Jaron Johnson able to back up, though, and makes the play as that little soft line drive will be out number 1, and another quick out for the River Cats. That's been the biggest thing is Dursteller. He's had a few long at-bats. He's gone full to 2 batters, but when you've only gone full to 2 batters and you're into your 6th inning of work, that's a good appearance on the mound. In fact, he's only gone to 2-2 once in this game, and 1-2 has been almost the longest count since then. Pitch upstairs misses. Count goes to 1-0. He does have a couple of walks, as I said, but those were even quick walks. One of those was one of the 3-2 counts, and the other one was on 4 straight pitches as a swing and a miss from Wes Winters puts him behind to 1-1 in the count. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning, 5-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals leading this one by a pair. Dursteller winds and fires. Pitch swung on and missed. Wes Winters down 1-2. In the count. He's walked both times up previously. Both of the walks that Dursteller surrendered have been to the left fielder for the Challis Mackay River Cats. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed again. That's the 5th strikeout of the game for Kyle Dursteller, and he continues his good performance on the mound as we've seen so far by the Cardinals' number 1 pitcher. It's actually a battle for number 1 between himself and Dylan Downs, who is wrapping up his warm-up pitches in the bullpen as he's going to jog back from the bullpen towards the dugout. Brings up the top of the order. Mitch Cotant takes a first pitch strike. Dursteller taking advantage of that lower outside corner which the umpire has been giving to the batters and gets ahead in the count 0-1. It's been getting stronger as the game has gone on. In all realism, as a pitch misses low, trying to go after that same corner, couldn't get the call there. Count goes to 1-1. As, again, errors have really aided the River Cats in their pursuit so far of pushing runs across. A pitch inside misses, count to 2-1, excuse me. But the pitch count per inning, he started off with 15 in the first inning, 18 in the second inning, and you were starting to think maybe this could be an outing which doesn't go by the quickest for him and forces him to labor through. Since then, 12 pitches, 14 pitches, 11 pitches, and he's just thrown his 10th of this inning. And has a 2-2 count to Cotant as Mitch awaits the pitch. This one chopped over the glove of Jaron Johnson. That's down the left field line. Long run for Logan Mumford as that one skirts all the way to the fence. Cotant to second base, round second, but is going to hold up and jogs back to the bag with a double for a 2-out base knock to keep the inning going for the River Cats. Brings up Garrett Millick, who's 0 for 3. That's Mitch Cotant's first hit. Only the 4th hit for the River Cats in the game. 12th base runner to reach, though. They've left 7 of those on the base paths. 5-3. Cardinals lead by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th as the pitch kicks up some dirt on the outside, and Garrett Millick gets ahead in the count 1-0. Cardinals outfield shifting a little bit more towards center. The wind continued to kick up dirt across the infield as it gusts in from right. Runner goes towards third. Throw to third base in time. The tag by Jaron Johnson cuts down Cotant, and the runner is thrown out for the second time this year. The Cardinals catch a runner going. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Soda Springs up 5-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. Kyle Dursteller getting a little bit of help from his friends as the Soda Springs Cardinals maintain a 5-3 lead. Caleb Peterson gunning down Mitch Cotant, trying to take third base as the Cardinals will get out of the 6th inning with the lead still intact. They've led this one almost wire to wire. They took the lead 2-0 in the top of the 3rd and have not trailed since then, although Challis Mackay has answered back for runs in the bottom of every inning the Cardinals have scored in themselves. Cardinals will send up Peyton Lish to lead things off, Kyle Dursteller and Mason Smith to follow. Here in the top of the 7th. Pitch to the plate has Peyton swinging and missing at one. He doubled on a very well-hit ball his first time up. Down the left field side. Ended up being a ground rule double as it one hopped over the fence. Pitch to the plate. Fouled off to the screen and stays in play. What? 0-2 count to Peyton Lish. Olar winds, fires. This one just chopped off at the plate. Lish shaking his head at himself as he knows he shouldn't have gone after that one, but just got a piece of it. You can even see where that kicked up chalk in the left-handed batter's box. Lish again looks out. 0-2 count. Olar to the plate. Upstairs. Misses. Trying to get him to go chasing after one, and he can't. 2-1 the count goes. Olar also working well in this game since he's come in. 27 pitches coming into this inning. He's thrown 4 to Lish, number 5 on the way as he's popped up over towards third. Wynn's going to carry that one towards foul territory, and in fact it will bounce just in foul territory. Initially it looked like it was going to stay fair, but it bounced in foul territory by about 6 inches, if that. And Lish will have to return to home plate, and everybody else is going to slowly walk back to their positions as well. Nobody out, leadoff batter of the 7th inning for the Cardinals coming to the plate, and Peyton Lish, 1-2 count against him. Olar winds, fires, and this pitch chopped over towards second. Moorman able to field it on a bounce to his chest, and he throws out Peyton Lish for the first out of the inning. Brings up Kyle Dursteller. He's 1 for 2, has reached base twice, has an RBI single and a couple of stolen bases to his credit, and has also pitched a gem, by the way. 6 innings. He's given up 2 earned runs of the 3 on the board for Challis Mackay. Backing off the mound is Olar, waiting for the wind to die down a little bit. As the wind continues to gust and pull at the jersey of Olar on the mound. Winds, fires. This pitch swung on and missed. Big cut by Dursteller has him down to the count 0-1. About a half hour after this one. Dursteller awaits the 0-1 off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1 even to the Cardinal pitcher. Dursteller's also seen his bat really start to heat up as the season's gone on. Pitch wound. And another swing and a miss. The changeup that Olar's been able to deliver to the plate, fooling a lot of Cardinal hitters. There's not a ton of speed difference, but there's movement down. And that's been throwing off every Cardinal at the plate as a pitch popped up behind home plate and foul. And the count stays at 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Cardinals leading 5-3. As Dursteller battles, looking to try and get on base for the 3rd straight time. He's walked and singled. Olar winds, fires, and this pitch is lined into left field. That's a base knock. Dursteller on his horse is going to make a wide turn at second. Thought about moving on and ends up chugging back to first. So 1 out single, though. 2nd straight hit for Dursteller. And puts a runner on base to give Olar something to think about as Mason Smith, who struck out all 3 times to the plate, steps forward. The senior looks down and gets the swing away signal from Yuskowski. A wave of the hand saying, do your own thing. Do your thing, and Mason will try and do just that. Trying to get on base for the first time, trying to put the ball in play for the first time at the very least as a pitch gets past the catcher, and Dursteller will jog smoothly up to second base on the pass ball. It's a good insurance run out there, especially if Dursteller is going to be coming back out in the top of the 7th. We'll see if Downs is given the opportunity to pitch. Cardinals will be playing Firth next week on Tuesday. There should be an opportunity to pitch in that game no matter what, as a pitch catches the bottom of the zone for a strike and the count moves to 1-1. As on the schedule for the Cardinals, it is Firth on Tuesday, Bear Lake on Wednesday. As a pitch catches the outside corner and low again, count goes to 1-2 on Smith, and then Snake River at home on Friday. 3 games next week for the Cardinals. We're doing baseball on Wednesday and Friday, softball at Firth. As a pitch check swing, and Mason Smith, they're going to say he didn't go. From this vantage point above the field, I agree with the call. 2-2 count, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, Dursteller stands on second base, looking to be brought home. There's a lob out to the mound from Garrett Millick. Will get a new ball out to Olar. Olar's struggling through this inning, more pitches than he's thrown in any other one so far, as he's already up to his 16th pitch yet to be delivered. As this pitch off the outside, count goes full. This matches the amount of pitches he threw back in the 5th inning when he came in to relieve the starter, Will Millick, and got 3 outs despite 2 more runs coming across for the Cardinals. One of those on a single, the other one on interference, which had Caleb Peterson called out at first, but still had a run score. As the ball popped up behind the plate and just getting beyond the netting, and the count stays full at 3-2. Mason Smith put the bat on the ball a couple of times, but yet to put it deep into play. He struck out to Olar first time that he faced him. Before that, he had 2 strikeouts to Millick. As he holds the bat almost vertical in the zone, now holds back and now swings a little bit late trying to get the ball through the zone, and for the 4th time down on strikes goes Mason Smith, and this game just has not been his day out there in the field of play. Caleb Peterson will stride in now. He is 1 for 2, has singled, scored a run, and the interference play brought home a run as a pitch upstairs misses for a ball. In the bottom of this inning, Garrett Millick, Austin Olar, and Will Millick will be the scheduled 3 for the River Cats. Not sure if they're going to be going against Dursteller or Downs. Depends on what Coach Yuskoski decides to roll with. As a pitch fought off to the right side, foul. For Dursteller, 83 pitches right now. So in good shape to return if he does want to try and push him. That being Coach Yuskoski, push him to give him the complete game. Dursteller stands off on second base, dancing around, pitch to the plate, roped into right field by Caleb Peterson. Coach Yuskoski sends Dursteller, long run to the plate, no throw, and he's upstanding as it's an RBI single by Caleb Peterson, and a big insurance run for the Cardinals comes across the plate. Another run brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate as the Cardinals take a 6-3 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Connor Torman will come into the game to pinch run for Peterson. Case Griffiths, who struck out twice, will stride up now. He's walked as well. Cardinals have struck out 12 times today in a 7-inning game. Not quite through with the time on the field for the Cardinals as Tormund bounces back to the plate, hugs it, gets nice and cozy with it. Gives a thumbs up to the dugout. Probably getting a bit of ribbing from the team as well for the jump, but he's safe, and that's all that matters. Another pickoff, and just about got him on that one. And can't get too celebratory out there because you never know when the pitcher's going to continue those pickoff moves over to the bag. No count yet to Case Griffiths. 2 out, 6-3. Cardinals leading after they put another run across here in this top of the 7th inning. Pitch to the plate, taken for a ball down to the dirt. Torman off for second, beats the tag as it was off of the bag, and Connor Torman gets his second stolen base of the game. And Soda Springs will continue to look to add another run on. 6-3 they lead, and the pitch to Case Griffiths catches the zone for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. 0-2 the count. As a pair of pitches find the zone. Fooled both myself and the scoreboard operator. Olar sets. 0-2 delivery to the plate. That's swung on, and Griffiths couldn't hold up the bat. He goes down on strikes for the 13th strikeout the Cardinals have surrendered. But another couple hits in the inning, score a run, and Soda Springs takes a 6-3 lead into the bottom of the 7th against Challis Mackay on KBRV, the co-op, and online with our live video stream at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
The Soda Springs Cardinals leading this one 6-3. New pitcher onto the mound for the Cardinals is Dylan Downs. Will get his first opportunity to pitch for the boys in black and white. As they'll try and bring home the save. Dursteller in line for the win if the Cardinals can close this one out, as they have definitely played very well in this game. And the River Cats have not really had an answer, but the top of the order is set to come up for the River Cats in the bottom of this inning. As Caleb Peterson continues to wait on the pitches of Dylan Downs as he continues to go through his warm-ups. Cardinals have 9 hits in the game combined between them and the River Cats, as they have definitely had plenty of success out there. But that could be all for naught, depending on how the River Cats respond here against a new arm and a new pitcher in Dylan Downs. First pitch from Downs, missing for a ball, as Garrett Millick gets ahead in the count. Downs was thrown in the bullpen, so he should be fresh coming into this. So set, right-hander works from the stretch, fires, and the pitch fouled off to the screen. Count goes to 1-1. Downs looking for his second save of the season. Got one came in to close out a game, I should say, against West Jefferson earlier this year. Not necessarily a save. The Cardinals were 10 running them at that point in time. It was a swing and a miss from Garrett Millick, has him down 1-2. But he's been taking advantage of the bullpen opportunities as he hasn't gotten a lot of chances for starts. Millick looking to avoid going over on the day. Pitch to the plate, chopped over towards first. Peyton Lish stabs at it with the glove, gets it, and takes it to the bag himself for the first out. And on 4 pitches, the first man for the River Cats is retired. And 0 for 4 goes Garrett Millick for the day. Austin Olar is 1 for 2, hit by a pitch, a single, and a run scored along with a stolen base. He's had a very successful day, also has come in and pitched clean innings in a relief, 3 innings without giving up a run to the Cardinals. Did give up 1 run. I apologize, missing track on my books. But a solid relief effort for 3 innings of work as he's ahead in the count, 1-0. Downs strides to the plate again, upstairs, misses with this one, count to 2-0. Will Millick on deck, he's 0 for 2, has reached base all 3 times though, once on a fielder's choice, once on an error, and he's been hit by a pitch. Strike catches the middle of the zone, 2-1, the count goes to Austin Olar. But the River Cats only have been able to get 4 hits in the game. The Cardinals have helped them out with 4 errors. They've had 5 runners reach base because of walks and hit batsmen as this pitch bounces to the plate and the count goes to 3-1. Wind blowing a tumbleweed across the infield. Expect the good, the bad, and the ugly theme song to start playing in the distance now as Downs wires to the plate and fires one high, and earning a base on balls is Austin Olar to keep the inning going. First Davis Repair walk that we've had in a while. Davis Repair, your equipment diesel specialist. Call them at 208-221-9403. In Soda Springs. Downs will again look in. Runner off first base. His run really just window dressings if you can get the other batters coming up as Will Millick takes the first pitch for a strike. Downs to the plate. Catches the outside corner again with a strike, and the count goes to 0-2 to Will Millick. Downs checks again as he looks back to the runner. 0-2 delivery, high and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Good patience being shown at the plate by Millick. To keep it alive. Cardinals up by 3, 6-3, tying run in the on-deck circle still, assuming Willick can get on place. Pitch over to the plate, or over to first base, I should say, is going to have the runner diving back, but Olar easily there in time. Josh Papik represents that tying run in the on-deck circle as of right now. Cardinals playing straight up on the infield. Pitch bends off the outside, a curveball that started off the plate and just went further off the plate from Downs. Couldn't quite catch it. And he'll fire again. There's a pitch swung on and missed. Down goes Will Millick on strikes for the first punch out for Dylan Downs. And with a runner on first base still, that'll bring up Josh Papik. Downs, strides, fires, and a pitch upstairs, missing for a ball. Papik, as I said, 1 for 3 so far. Has reached twice, though. One of those on an error by the Cardinals and over at third base, where Johnson's made 2 in the game. Other errors include 1 on Zach Housley and 1 on Peyton Lish over at first. Although the Cardinals have made those errors, they still lead this one 6-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Downs trying to bring it home. 2 outs. Pitch to the plate. Catches the upper part of the zone, and the count goes to 1-1. As Papik trying to keep it alive. The tying run again still in the on-deck circle. Downs trying to keep him there and finish this one up with Papik at the plate. The right-hander looks out. Downs looks in. Pitch to the plate. Up and away, and the count goes to 2-1. On deck, Rembelski, 0 for 2 with a pair of punch-outs. He's also been hit by a pitch square in between the 1 and the 1 on his back, right on the American flag. As the pitch swung on and missed, bobbled by Caleb Peterson on the foul tip, but he holds on to it, and the count goes to 2-2. And the River Cats down to their final strike. Papik looks out. Downs, sets, strides, fires. That's on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Down go the River Cats on strikes as 2 strikeouts for Dylan Downs frames a scoreless bottom of the 7th, and the Cardinals take the game by a final score of 6-3 over the Challis River Cats. We'll be back with your post-game show next. Wrap up the numbers and stats from this one on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV The Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com as the Cardinals' win streak extends to 7 as they move to 7-2 over the River Cats.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of April 13th through the 19th in Soda Springs. Bone-in spiral sliced ham is just $1.19 a pound. Riverside whole turkey can be bought for 79 cents a pound while supplies last. 1-pound packages of strawberries cost just $1.47. Navel oranges are 59 cents for a pound. Red, green, gold, or orange bell peppers are just 99 cents each. And those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials this week in Soda Springs.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Despite 4 errors, the Soda Springs Cardinals come away with a win over Challis Mackay and the River Cats to move to 7-2 on the year, 7-0 in their last 7 ball games. That they have been on a tear and continue to play very good baseball, especially when it comes to the pitching game, as Kyle Dursteller gets the win on the year. It's his first. He goes 6 innings, gives up 4 hits, gives up 3 runs. Only 2 of those end up being earned. Hit 3 batters, struck out 5, and ended up walking 2. Dylan Downs comes in to get the save as he records 2 strikeouts in his inning of work around a walk that he surrendered to the River Cats. Cardinals on the offensive side, also led by Downs, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs in the game. He also scored a run for the Cardinals. 2 for 3 went Kyle Dursteller. He had a run and an RBI as well late in the game. 2 for 3 went Caleb Peterson with 2 RBIs and a run scored as well, including 2 stolen bases for his pinch runner, Connor Torman. 1 for 3 was Peyton Lish with a run. That was a big RBI double, or deep double down the left line. That one hopped the fence and got over for a ground rule double. And honestly, almost thought that one was going to end up carrying out of the park for a home run for the Cardinal first baseman today. Also, Jaron Johnson went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Zach Housley reached base twice, once on an error, once on a walk, and scored a run as well. Cardinals did see Taylor Adams go 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Brian Atterbury had a strikeout in his one-plate appearance. Mason Smith went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, as Will Millick and Austin Olar combined to strike out 13 Cardinals in the game today. They did walk 4 and ended up giving up 9 hits to Soda Springs, and the Cardinals were able to capitalize on that for their 6 runs. Cardinals moved to 7-2 on the season once again, as they will look to try and keep that moving against Firth next week. We'll be at the softball game when the Cardinals head up to Firth to take on the Cougars. And we'll also be taking a look at baseball when they take on Bear Lake on Wednesday and when they take on Snake River in the home opener for both baseball and softball on Friday afternoon in Soda Springs. Take a break here. When we come back, we'll get you your sports update. We'll be chatting with a member of the track team on KBRV, the co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3 or 4-year-old children today.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Caleb Burgraff here with Kate Ariana, who is one of the junior runners for the Soda Springs Cardinals on the track team and one of the long-distance runners as well. And you had a pretty successful meet over at Bear Lake. You ended up getting into the top 10 in both the mile and the 2 mile, and you set a PR in the 2 mile as well as a site record for the mile. What have been your thoughts on the season, and what were your thoughts on that last meet?
My thoughts on the season is that I was working pretty hard just to get to that PR level. I sprained my ankle twice so far this season, and it's been pretty rough, so I've just been trying to get back, and I was just glad that I was able to run to the best of my abilities, even with the jacked up ankle.
When you end up spraining your ankle that early in the season, are you happy it happens early on and you can kind of adjust to it and be able to work on running with it and healing it up a little bit more? Or is that something that is just bad no matter what time it happens?
I'm just glad it kind of happened during the first part of the year, because if it happened around districts, it wouldn't have healed up so far, and by the way of how many times I sprained it, it wouldn't have healed up the right way as it would have. So I'm kind of glad it happened during the first part of the season.
When you think about running the mile and the 2 mile, you're used to running the 5Ks, obviously, with cross country. How much does that cross country discipline help with getting into the 2 mile and the mile?
Well, if you're running on track, obviously it's super flat all the way around, but in cross country there's like uphills and downhills and there's flat areas. So if you're a cross country runner running distance and track, it's so much easier because you're running on flat area for 8 or 4 laps.
When you're talking about the distances as well, how do you pace yourself? How have you figured out that pace, especially now that you're a junior, that keeps you fresh for that push towards the end but doesn't leave so much energy that you have stuff left over at the end?
I try to go out a little bit kind of slow just to conserve a little bit. Then once like the 4th lap or the mile comes around, I just like kind of start to pick it up a little bit.
As you think about the season so far, what are some of the things that you need to improve on the most? Is it that pacing or is it your start, your finish? Where do you feel like your events need to really see the growth?
There's a lot of physical things that I need to change, like with my finish and with my start. I need to finish that, but mostly it's my mental game that has to improve because there are some times during the season, like during practice or during meets, I just kind of feel like I really can't do this. There's no way, but I just got to get over that.
We've talked about the success of the Soda Springs cross country team before in previous interviews, but when you think about that, when you think about having a kid like Riley Simmons with you in the long distance for track, how much does that help with both of you guys pushing each other through practices and through the meets?
I've been running with Riley for 3 years, so I kind of know what's going on around him. One time I sprained my ankle, he just told me to get back up and get going just to strengthen it, and I kind of took that pretty hard because he tries to motivate me to get better on the track and just out for a run.
With state still well off in the distance, are there any goals that you set for yourself, either time-wise or just qualifying-wise, that you wanted to achieve?
I just want to qualify for state. That's been my whole goal all year. That's been my mentality all year, just to get to state.
Well, it seems like you're on a good track to getting there, and Cade, we appreciate you chatting with us.
Thanks, Caleb.
Cardinals come away with a 6-3 victory on KBRV, the co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com to expand to 7-0. Thanks to Cade Ariano for joining us in our post-game show to chat about the track season as that continues to make its way along. The Tracksters will again be on the road with another track meet this weekend. Not sure where that's going to be at. We will keep you advised on that, though, online at mylocalradio.com. As for us, that wraps up this broadcast as the Soda Springs Cardinals able to come back with a win after softball was defeated yesterday by Preston 15-5. The boys get a win over Challis Mackay 6-3 in what was a very impressive game for Challis Mackay, and this is definitely a team to watch for in the future coming from District 6, and definitely a team that, depending on how they pitch in the first game, could be somebody that Firth and West Jefferson will have to watch out for. I want to thank you for tuning into this edition of Cardinal Athletics on KBRV 800 AM and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. For the proceeding has been a presentation of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, and no portion of the preceding production can be used to rebroadcast without their express written consent. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, Website Manager Garrett Worf, and General Photographer Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors for their support and for you for tuning in and supporting Caribou County Athletics on KBRV The Bear and the Co-op. Be sure to listen at or visit mylocalradio.com for full recaps of this game, as well as for archived copies of this and other games, and for photos and recaps of past contests. Until next time, the Cardinals take to the field on Tuesday from Firth High School. Goodbye, and have a wonderful afternoon.